Welcome to Minority Report, and I'm your host, Lachelle Smith. Minority Report is a video blog on YouTube celebrating Black-owned businesses, and I am here with Kezia Hendricks. She's a member of Black Brand, the new chamber down here in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and she also has her very own business, of course. That's why she's a member of Black Brand. We're going to talk to her about it right now. Tell me, yes, I'm so hyped. Like, we're super hyped. Yes. We just did the whole Black Brand interview, so we just coming off of that. Our energy is like through the roof. So tell me all about your business.
Well, the name of my business is Action Speaks Louder TV.
Action Speaks Louder TV.
Yes.
Okay.
So how that developed was I got really frustrated with all of the negative media.
Okay.
I got frustrated with a lot of nonprofit organizations that were getting a lot of attention, but they weren't really doing anything to connect to the immediate, community.
Right. Okay.
So I launched Action Speak Louder TV so that I can highlight the solutions to some of the challenges in the community.
Okay, describe some of the challenges that you're highlighting and what people, if somebody were to go to your website, what are they going to find?
Well, what they'll find is they'll find information and activities within the community that's positive.
Okay.
So there's a lot of media out there that says that our young people are always in trouble and that they're lost. And what I highlight are the young people that are not lost.
Okay.
And the young people that are doing well and that are doing positive things within the community. So it's very new.
How long have you been doing this?
I have been doing it since December. The 1st of December.
Come on now, do it, sis.
Yes.
I love meeting my fellow journalists.
I know, right?
Okay, who have you had on your program? Somebody that like really sticks out, a story that you were like, oh, this is just so phenomenal. I need to highlight this young person.
Well, I have my first interview.
First interview. That's the best one. The first one's always the best one.
An artist by the name of Dee. She's a photographer. She mostly impacted
LGBT.
Thank you.
Down. Oh, there's a Q on here.
Yes.
LGBTQ community.
Right. Thank you. Cameras.
Okay.
And she just supports a lot of the issues around suicide, low self-esteem, the different things that address within the LGBTQ community, and it was just inspiring to hear her story. Then I highlight the organization Hearts of Grace. They did they did a Christmas event for the victims of Hurricane Matthew.
Okay.
So I covered that information. So yeah, I just find.
So you're a woman around town.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure that Hampton Roads is seen.
Absolutely.
In a positive
light, as well as Black brands. Woo-hoo.
Black brand. Woo-hoo. So you definitely want to just give voice to young people who don't necessarily have a platform. I know that our young people dominate social media, Snapchat, Instagram. They're all over the place. But we know that those platforms can also create some trouble for them.
Absolutely.
They fall into human trafficking, bullying, things of that nature. So you provide a safe haven for them to get the kind of attention that they deserve for the positive things that they do.
Yeah, and I would honestly say there's a lot of people that say there's nothing to do. There's, I can't find this and I can't find that. Well, here it is,
So
right in your
many
face.
people say that. No, I think our youth say that a lot.
Right.
Like, oh, there's nothing to do, and we don't necessarily engage them. I don't think that happens enough.
And I got heavily involved with the youth because I have a community organization that I have called Smart Money Teens University, where I teach youth financial literacy. So that's kind of how the beginning of my journey in helping youth.
Okay.
And so within that, I found that a lot of youth or people in the community didn't know about the things that are going on around them. So everything kind of transcended. I kind of moved
into different things. So that was the spark, that the flame.
Absolutely.
So you got the youth literacy, financial literacy program. Now you're highlighting positive things that youth are doing in the community.
Absolutely.
So what is next for your platform?
Well,
since you just started in December, I'm already rushing you. Like, what's going on next? So what's the next project, or if there's a young person out there who feels like I'm not being heard, or hey, I'm inventing something, creating something, I'm inspiring others, or I'm mentoring other people, or whatever. How can they get in touch with you to say, hey, I want to be featured, or I want to work with you, or I do want financial literacy? How can they do that?
Well, I'm on Facebook.
On Facebook?
I'm on Instagram.
Instagram.
All you have to do is just message me at Actions with the S, Speak Louder TV. And also that's my email as well. So it's actionspeakloudertv@gmail.com. Or you can go to my Facebook page, which is Actions Speak Louder TV, or you can go to my Instagram page, or all those other pages.
So we can find you everywhere, pretty much.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Kivia, so much for being on Minority Report. I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing here in Hampton Roads, Virginia.
Thank you.
Welcome to Minority Report, and I'm your host, Lachelle Smith. Minority Report is a video blog on YouTube celebrating Black-owned businesses, and on this episode of Minority Report, I have with me Keisha Reynolds of K&R Communications LLC. She's also a member of Black Brand. I've been hanging out with them all day. I've met some phenomenal people. I cannot wait to introduce you to the rest of the team, but right now, we got Keisha here with us, and she's going to tell us about her business. Now, I went to your website, and I did, read your bio and all the services that you offer. So talk to us about the importance of social media. Like right now, like everybody is on all these platforms, but are we really using them effectively? Like, are we tweeting like we should be? Are we using these tools to really convey our messages and turn these likes and these follows into some real substantial money?
More than likely, no. Some people
have
gotten it right. Some people not so much.
Okay. In the formula, there's no real formula.
It's not. I think it's kind of social media because it's so new. People are kind of learning as they go.
Right.
But the good thing about it is because it is new, people are like doing research on it. You have organizations that focus on like branding and what that can do for your business, particularly using social media. So there is a rule of thumb that I use for like all my clients for my platforms, and that is 3 posts a day brings success your way. So let's start off.
All right,
very basic.
Say that again. Like I'm gonna need y'all to take notes. 3 posts a day, y'all.
3 posts a day brings success your way. So that's your morning post, your afternoon post, your post in the evening. So then that way I need to post at least 3 times a day.
Right.
So with that, you want to have something that is inspirational. You want to have something that tailors to your business. You want to highlight one of your clients if you have a service organization like I do, so that my clients are also being placed on my platform. So that increases their exposure because my audience may be different from their audience, which more than likely it is. So then I can have someone on my audience on my platform that is seeking what they're doing, so that in turn this boosts my clients, their revenue, and also boosts my brand as well.
So now talk to me about how someone, because of course you can either provide a service or you can provide a product.
Yes.
It seems like for social media it is easier to gain a little traction and a little bit more success if you offer a product. So if you are service oriented, and I like working more with my service sector individuals, because I don't think that they get enough exposure, because it is hard to really make tax preparation sexy or accounting sexy or office cleaning sexy. You know what I mean? It's like sex sells and all that other kind of stuff, and so it's hard to dress that up for social media, to get follows and to get likes. So what's your advice to someone who is not necessarily selling an ebook, which we definitely recommend. If you provide a service, you need to convert that into some kind of product. If you turn yourself into an expert so that you can create a product to sell, but if you're not there yet, if you don't even want to do that, if all you want to do is do taxes, if all you want to do is clean offices, if all you want to do is, just provide a general service, but you want to use social media, what is your advice to those business owners?
That was a great question.
This is what we do on Minority Report. Get yourself ready.
Yes, get ready. Now I can answer that.
Get ready.
I can answer that from 2 perspectives. My very first thing is, before I get to, let me start off here. So branding, I think that is extremely important. What does that look like?
What does it look like?
what defines your organization or your brand or your service. So with that, you can pull out little nuggets or tips that people may need. So if you have a financial organization and you know that your particular sector or your audience struggles when it comes to saving, all right, let's have a segment on savings. Let's talk about a savings tip every day, or we can do a weekly segment where we either do something that's based on like a video, like a vlog, or you just do a quick little Instagram 1 minute, like here's a 1 minute tip that you can use for the day, or if you actually just create a post, and make sure that your brand is represented. So if your colors are orange and blue, then make sure that people see that that's orange and blue. So when that comes across my timeline, I know that it's you. And I don't have to go and say, all right, well, who said this? That was a good post. I remember I saw that earlier, but I don't know where it came from.
Be memorable.
Right, and then the second point, when you have a service, one thing that people really like is when you humanize what it is that you do. So you make it relatable to the average person. So here's like some behind the scenes work of what I'm doing before I get to this endpoint. So say in particular if you are do event planning. So I don't want to just see the glitz and glamour when I get there. I want to see the steps that it took in order for you to get here. So then
the conversion of the ballroom and things like that.
So
challenges are really good too. If you detail cars, if you do event planning, if if you're a caterer, things like that. Challenges like every day or a 30-day challenge or something like that, because it creates engagement. So that helps a lot too. So if you are in the service sector, don't feel like you're behind the ball when it comes to using social media. Try to seek out others who are doing what you're doing and see how they're using social media, and then you can try to convert that into sales for yourself.
Absolutely. I read something when I first started business, and it was kind of like the greatest people, or the people who tend to be more successful, they look at other people who are in their field and you kind of copy it, but you make it your own.
Tailor it to yourself.
Right, you tailor it to yourself, and then you tailor it to your audience, and that's what makes you who you are. So you're not doing it quite how they're doing it. So you learn from other people, and the best thing that you can do, you can read. Please read, y'all. Don't just get out here and start thinking that you know what you're doing. Like, please study your craft.
Reading's fundamental.
Yes. So that's really important too.
So for we're talking about branding. Give my followers like 3 tips for really good branding. Color schemes, photography, like apps for this picture effects and all that other kind of stuff.
All right, so
your top 3 suggestions. What are the 3 things that you find yourself repeating to every client that you get?
First thing first, please have a logo. Make sure that your logo is represented on everything that you do. With that, please also have a color scheme. So your color shouldn't change based on how you feel today, because that's how people identify who you are, your organization, your service, your product, your brand, ultimately. And then also looking at,
sprinkle some knowledge right here.
Also looking at
right here.
Font styles. I think when it comes to branding, that's really important. What does that mean? Or like, fonts have a language of their own. So I don't want something that's
calligraphy and squiggly lines
and cursive and all that stuff
that people can't read.
You can't read that. Please give me something that I can see from a distance. You know how your mama be looking at phones sometimes. You're like, why you can't see?
You see that?
Yeah.
She can. And more than likely, I can't read your logo.
Yes. So make sure that everything is clear and concise. So those would be my 3 little tips about basic branding.
So what Sister here is saying is be consistent. Be consistent in the fonts that you use. Be consistent in the color scheme that you use. Be consistent in posting regularly. Yes. Thank you so much for being on Minority Report. I want people to know that Keisha is a small business owner, but she tailors her PR service and her communication services to other small businesses. And churches. So don't feel as though that your business isn't big enough to need PR, and you just want to wing it on your own. Don't. If you don't have the time to do the research, if you don't have the time to perfect using social media, and you just want to work on your product or your service, and you need some assistance, then you want to try to find a professional who can put your message and your brand in the best light possible. please contact her. Please tell everybody where they can find K&R Communications.
Yes, so we are on Instagram at KR Communications. You can follow us on Facebook, KNR Communications. You can email me, info@knrpr.com. Again, that's knrpr.com, and that is also my website. So I look forward to meeting you guys and speaking to you soon about whatever product or service that you need to render to the public.
Now you see how that just flowed. She gonna teach you how to flow like that when you get in front of a camera. This is why you need a PR person.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on Minority Report. This has been such a blessing. I will check you guys out next time.